Hi, everyone. Today I will be presenting on assessment and database decision making. And my name is Reggie Baliola. All right, our learning objectives. Our learning objectives by the end of this presentation, the class should be able to describe how data can be used to make instructional decisions, explain why we assess students, describe how we assess students with unique learning needs, and explain how we adapt and modify assessments for students with unique learning needs. What is an assessment? According to the Glossary of Education Reform, the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students. What do we assess for? So there's many different things that we assess for, such as measure academic performance. So that is in class, what they're learning, grades, all that. Intelligence level. So that is what they're taking in. Behavior tendencies, uh, which is how they behave with people and with teachers. Emotional stability is emotions, and attention to challenges. What is data? Data in education refers to the collection and analysis of quantitative and qualitative information to improve student outcomes. So those are quantitative, which are test scores and attendance, and qualitative, which is behavior and feedback. Um, it empowers teachers to personalize learning, identify gaps, and evaluate instructional effectiveness while allowing administrators to allocate resources and shape policy. So data is what we collect every single day when we go and interact with our students. So the behaviors that they have with us in interaction, the way we teach, the way they talk to us, the way we talk to them, their assessments with exit tickets, attendance, and how they are with feedback and um, surveys. Okay. There's three different types of assessments that I'll be talking about today. We got our diagnostic assessment, which is often referred to as a pre-assessment. It can also be used by educators before instructions to assess students' current level of knowledge and skills, identify misconceptions, and plan whole class instruction. Examples for diagnostic assessments are journal entries and work samples, even say a pre-test. That would be a diagnostic assessment. A formative assessment. This is ongoing evaluation of student learning during instruction and can be used to provide continuous feedback about performance to both learners and instructors and form or guide instruction. Examples for that are pop quizzes, exit tickets, informal teaching questionings, progress monitoring measures. And then we got our summative assessment. This evaluation administered after instruction is used to measure student mastery of content or skills. For example, we have our end of course assessment, so EOCs, unit tests, chapter tests, final projects. Those are some of the assessments. So this is what shows us that the students are mastering and learning what we teach. Why do assessments matter? Why do we assess? Assessments help identify strengths and weaknesses. All students are different when it comes to strengths and weaknesses. For examples, there are students who have a strength in math, but a weakness in history. There's different types of ways that we can go and get this data. So with the diagnostic measures, which is assess all variety of skill levels, so in each subject, individual difference comparison, which assess students to determine what subject students need to improve on. or the inter-individual difference comparison, which assess students by comparing one student's performance to others. I think I said inter on the second one. So intra and there's inter. Why do assessments matter? Why do we assess continued? Okay. Um, to continue with that, um, it also helps to inform instruction. So choose our targets, strategies that we go and work with, and supports that we need to get the students where they need to be. Determine eligibility. So with this, we use multiple sources for team decisions. So we get with so first students, counselors, teachers, administration. They work with each other to work on 504s and IEPs for the students. Um, Assessments matters for grading as well too. Summarize achievement while avoiding bias. So grading is important. We need to go and make sure that we assess our students and we get that data of how they're improving or not improving, and then we go from there. When we talk about avoiding bias, um, we we look at students that um, have 504 IEPs. We can't be biased, say, hey, this student needs to go and this student did great, but he didn't do this. So maybe I should go and give him points just because. So that's some bias. We got to make sure that we give each student the fair chances, but we can also go and use their 504 and IEPs and give them modification and adaptations. We assess to document progress. So judge movement towards meaningful goals. So we got to make sure we can go make sure and get goals for our students and how they achieve those goals step by step. Adapting and modifying assessments for students with unique learning needs. Adaptations help students demonstrate their knowledge by removing barriers. So for input for us, audio directions, large print, braille, or text to speech. Output would be verbal answers, typing, pointing, or assistive technology. Um, Time and schedule, so we can adapt times for students, so extended time, breaks, or multiple testing sessions, as well as scheduling times where they could be alone in a classroom with no distraction, or they want to go and wear headphones as well. Locations, quiet room, small group settings, or reduced distractions, like I said. Modification changes the content, difficulty, or learning expectations. The key differences, guys, accommodations changes how a student completes an assessment, while the modification changes what the student is expected to demonstrate. What is data-based decision making? According to IRIS, data-based decision making is the process of using data to make instructional decisions, such as which students are struggling with mathematics and which level of instructional support would best meet those students' academic needs. After evaluating a student's rate of growth or performance level, the student or team of teachers use this information to make informed instructional decisions. School personnel need to use a standard procedure to determine whether to initiate or discontinue additional instructional support. So with this, we need to make sure that we gather the data and we use that data to go and see if they are struggling or they are improving. And we go based on that. The meetings are those 504 and IEP meetings as well. Why is data-based decision making important? So it provides evidence of struggling learners. It helps select targeted interventions, and it monitors academic and behavioral growth. And the benefits in the classroom. Data-based decision making helps teachers identify students' strengths and areas of need, set measurable and realistic learning goals, select appropriate instructional strategies, monitor students' progress over time, determine whether an intervention is working, adjust instruction when students are not progressing, provide individualized support for students, and make fair decisions using evidence instead of assumptions. This allows teachers to respond to students' needs early, improve instruction before students fall further behind. Here's a video about why data and data-based decision making is important.
Why is data and data-based decision-making such a critical part of instruction and intervention?
I think each of us as professionals and as educators within our schools, sometimes we feel bombarded with the amounts of data that are available to us or mandated for our use within our schools and within our classrooms. I think it's incumbent upon us, though, as professionals, as teachers, to take a look at the specific data sources that really will address the needs and the questions that we have about our students' learning. And so there's what the power of data are. If we really take a look at the data that are available to us with the purpose of addressing our students' needs, that's where the power lies with data-based decision making. Research has shown considerably that if teachers use the data as part of their instructional methods, it shouldn't be outside. It shouldn't be some mysterious something that teachers are afraid of or feel that they are mandated for use. It really provide for each of us all these data, what specifically do our students need. So, and whether the data are from state assessment results, well, that's very broad. But within our classroom, the different curriculum-based measures, the different observational techniques, the e-portfolios, the different rubrics, all of those are data sources that me as the individual teacher, or with colleagues, other teachers within our grade level team, or as students move forward and are needing more intensive intervention, that a teacher can use then with other colleagues on their multi-tiered system of support team to really make some decisions about what specifically we are wanting to, how we will intervene with our students. Ultimately, what drives teachers and educators is student success. And really, data that teachers have access to empowers teachers to meet those individual goals, which then meet the needs of why we became teachers, which is to successfully teach all of our students, even those that are more difficult to find the solutions to.
All right. Okay, trivia time. True or false? Data-based decision making helps teachers determine whether an intervention is working. Give you guys a few seconds here. It is true. All right. Second one, true or false? A modification helps students demonstrate their knowledge by removing barriers. That one is false. It is adaptations that help students demonstrate their knowledge by removing barriers. All right, and our website resources. And that is all. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys learned something. Thank you.